Let's turn now to Dr. Sudip Bose, a former U.S. Army major and an emergency room physician who just got off a 24-hour shift at the Pecos County Memorial Hospital in Texas. Dr. Bose, thank you for being with me. We'll hope to get you so you can get some shut-eye pretty soon. What did you think of what you heard from Dr. Flores there, that he, at least yesterday, felt like he could manage what he was seeing in his ER?
That's reassuring that the cases aren't accelerating there and maybe we're reaching a plateau, although there are other areas of the country that are accelerating. Remember, every area has a different time zone and how they're going to deal with this. So this is going to be a local response in many ways.
Yeah, very true. Speaking of local there in your state, the governor of Texas hinting now that he will open aspects of the state economy soon, possibly even this week. So as a doctor there on the front lines in Texas, do you agree with this? Do you think the Lone Star State's ready to open up for business?
Well, you know, I did just finish a 24-hour shift overnight, so forgive me if I'm a little brutally honest. But at some point, we have to accept that we open up the economy and X amount of people are going to die. And the question is, what is that number and what are we willing to accept? You know, as we flatten the curve, if we don't time this right, there may be another spike, and this won't be flattening the curve, it'll be flattening the roller coaster. So myself, the frontline health providers, we don't want to flatten this curve. We want to crush this curve. And I think there's a few ways that we can do that, things I'd like to see. I'd like to see less people coming into the emergency room, less people being put on ventilators before we start opening things up. That means we're really on the downhill slope and we're seeing less cases. I'd like to see more of a PPE response so that when those cases start coming in, we in the front lines are ready. I'd like to see a broader availability of testing so that we can find a true denominator, see who has it, and we can use tracking. With that testing, you can track, hey, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket there, and address that accordingly. And then I think we can reassess and make a calculated decision, which again will be local. New York will be different than Texas, which will be different than another area of the country.
Yeah. Can you tell me, as you reflect on the last 24 hours there in the hospital, in the ER, what that was like for you? What did you see?
We are seeing a handful of cases here. They're coming in. And what's essentially happening is that we have a limited number of tests. So we're assuming people are positive, and we're telling them to go home and quarantine. And that's the safest way, because even the tests may have false negative results. And what we're also seeing is other emergencies like broken bones and things like that are actually decreased in volume. We're not seeing as much of that. So for the listener out there, I'd like to tell them that an emergency is still an emergency. If you feel like you're having a heart attack, you're having a stroke, still, please come in and we will take care of you. We do have precautions to try to keep you separated from the COVID patients or the suspected COVID patients.
All right, from Pecos County Memorial Hospital there in Texas, Dr. Sudip Bose, thank you very much. Stay strong. Thank you, sir, for what you're doing for all of us. Appreciate that.